Are you right there, right?
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Do you guys want to do it? Come on. All right. Where do you guys want to sit? Up here?
Yeah,
Come on. Come on,
Right.
Kylan.
What time is it?
3 o'clock. This is.
All right. Kylan, go next to your brother.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You want to sit in the middle? All right, Kylan. Oh, I'm going to sit in the middle? All right. So this is a little variant to, we will in a second. All right. So, yes, you can say your full name. I'm Kuehn, and some of you have seen me speak today, yesterday on a couple of different topics. And this is a variant of a talk my son actually did in DEF CON this year about what are some questions kids have about cybersecurity professions. And unfortunately or fortunately, my kids deal with cyber every single day because both my husband and I are cybersecurity professionals. I'm the CEO of a security company, ex-CISO, my husband is a security engineer. So for DEF CON this year, my son wrote up an interview to me and interviewed me at Roots on what it's like to be in cybersecurity. So we decided to do a variant of it and bring my girls who were with on as well. So they are going to ask some questions about what it is like to be a cybersecurity professional and give some advice to kids that are interested in all the stuff you learned today. So with that, I think we'll just go straight down the line. Callan, you want to ask your first question?
Why did you choose a job in security?
Why did I choose a job? Oh, sorry. They would like to be introduced. All right, Callan, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Emily.
How old are you?
I am 11 years old.
And how has it been today going to CornCon? Have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part?
Playing.
Playing the games. And you, sir, who are you?
I'm Conrad Willard. I'm helping out.
And
People
how?
call me Connor.
Okay. And how old are you?
9.
And what's been your favorite part?
Lockpicking.
Lock picking. And young lady on the end.
What's your name?
Got to say it's loud. Kylan. And how old are you, Kylan? 11 years old. My twins. Okay, so ask your first question.
Why did you?
So why did I choose a job in security? Well, it's funny. I don't know if I would have ever picked a better career for me, but there wasn't security when I went to school. If you can imagine, there wasn't email, there wasn't computers, except once in a while there was a computer in the bottom of the dorm with a green screen. So the idea of security wasn't even created really at the point when I started going to school. And I fell into security because I was in technology. I was in technology doing networks and other stuff, and there were some pretty big breaches. And I suddenly found myself having to think about how those early technologies were going to be secured because bad guys like terrorists and nation states were attacking us. And so I literally in my early 20s ended up in security without even realizing it was going to be a career. So it wasn't something I chose, but I think it was the best job ever, and I would choose it now if I could do it all over again. Connor, what question do you have?
What was the scariest thing that has ever happened to you in security?
Scariest thing. We talk about a lot of the good stuff. We talk about a lot of the threat actors, but scariest thing actually was last year. So do you guys remember Momo, when Momo happened?
Oh.
Yeah. So Momo was an attack targeted on kids, and it was on YouTube splicing into videos that kids would watch, like Peppa Pig and other things. And it's actually a Japanese sculpture that was being used to terrorize children. And what it would do is the videos would tell you to text or WhatsApp a certain number to get directions to play the game. And then it would tell you things like, stick a pencil in your mom's ear until they bleed, and just really bad stuff. Yeah, and it was real serious. It happened all over the world, and unfortunately some kids died from it. And that was really scary to hear about, but what was even scarier is there's a little girl who's not on stage here, who on the way home on the bus from picking up school, asked me about Momo because they were playing Momo on the playground. And this is in northern Illinois in a little tiny Catholic school. So I asked the other kids, and sure enough, there had been people talking about normal. And so we ended up having to do a full investigation at school to see if kids had been targeted, and the law enforcement was called in and we had to do parent remediation. And what was scary is, you know, we look and we deal with cybercrime every day, but having it affect my own kids was really scary, and then having to coach kids like you and Kari and all of them, that the computers couldn't hurt them, that the computer could come through and actually hurt us, that we had to really think about that it was somebody on the other end who couldn't get to them, because there were a lot of kids really scared about that. So that was the scariest thing, was not anything I've dealt with in work, it was the fact that cyber was brought home and affected you guys. Kylan, what do you have for me?
What are some of the biggest security concerns for kids?
So, well, we just talked about that. So what are some of the concerns? One, I think the biggest things that you guys should be worried about are a couple of things. There's lots of games out there that aren't very good. They ask you for money, they ask you to turn on your microphone or your camera, and they may seem like really fun games, but if they're asking you for money or permission to do things, you probably want to show your parents what's going on and see if it's okay. Second thing that I'd be concerned about is there's lots of people that want to try and talk to you on online games or WhatsApp or groups that maybe don't know you. If you don't know someone, do not accept an invitation to talk to them. That's critical. And the third thing I think concern-wise is we all really like playing new stuff and hanging out, interacting with our friends. But like we heard earlier, bullying, making sure that we aren't using emails at school or computers at school, like Kylan and Callan got their first computers at school, Chromebooks, making sure that we're using those in the right way. And if you see someone using it in a way that couldn't be, that isn't good, telling a teacher or telling a parent immediately. All right, what other questions do you guys have? I see two each. Callan. Okay, ask a quick question. We'll only do 2 minutes, we promise.
Who do you look up to in security?
Who do I look up to? I look up to all of the young people that work for me, and I'll say why. Because I love the ideas and energy that kids and young people bring into security. Like, it gets very stodgy when you see the same people over and over and over again, and the same people talking over and over again. So I love and I look up to everybody that's coming in right now, because the ideas are so fresh and it's so much fun to see all the new innovative crazy stuff. That's who I look up to. I could tell you, I look up to, the other person I look up to, she's 60, and she was involved in most of the major like banking and merging stuff with all security stuff. She's my rock star, which is who I want to be when I'm 60. But you guys don't know about her, so I'll tell you, I look up to all the young people that are doing really cool stuff like you guys. What else? Last one?
Would you recommend a job in cybersecurity to your friends?
Okay, and I see Kylan will ask your last one too, and I'll answer them together.
Do you like security?
Would I recommend a job and do I like it? I love security. I love two things: developing people, coaching people, and I love security. Why? Oh, and I love you guys too. I would recommend every person could have a job in security. And the reason is that we need everybody. We need creative people. We need tech people. We need people to promote it. We need people to talk tech to people who don't speak tech. And we need everyone to be passionate about it, because security is not going away. So I would recommend everybody should have a job in security. That's kind of my thing. Do I love it? 100%. I love helping change the world. I love being a part of new stuff. I love getting chances like this to talk to young people and to explain why I think everyone should do it. So poor for you guys have to listen to me on a regular basis. But thank you for the questions, and thank you guys for the time. Awesome. Good job, guys. That's it. Let's go pizza. Pizza.